Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet more recorded matches of my Battle of Alola Cup online battles. So let's start off with our first one. Well, I guess this would be number 5. Let's see. Now, again, I don't exactly remember how many of these were losses and how many were sweeps. I'm just, going through and showing off my matches that I played. So, okay, we got Nebby coming out, and by the looks of it, it's not going to be a Nebby sweep. Okay. So my opponent here goes for the Swords Dance with Mimikyu, and I don't think he realizes that Mimikyu's ability isn't going to protect him from Nebby's Moongaze Beam. So Nebby gets off the Moongaze Beam, and down goes the Mimikyu. Rest in peace, Mimikyu. So out comes Golisopod. So I believe I tossed out the, oh, no, I didn't toss out the Sucker Punch. No, he tossed out the Sucker Punch. I went for the Trick Room instead. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm faster, but you know what? I forgot that Golisopod is actually slower than Lunala. So I switch out, and thinking he's going to go for another Sucker Punch, I send in Barin. With the, he's going to go for School Form. So he goes for Leech Life. I'm like, crap. He's Leech Lifing. So that actually hurts very much. So this is a physical Golisopod. So I toss out the Aqua Ring, thinking maybe he'll try for another Sucker Punch. Nope, he instead goes for another Leech Life. So already I can tell I am not looking good with this fight here. Barin is not having a good fight here. But he maintains his School Form, and I toss out the Scald. Hoping for the burn, but I don't get the burn. So there goes Barin. All that potential damage I wasted. So I really wasted my Wishiwashi's potential there. I'm sorry, Barin. I'm sorry. Since you had faith in me, I let you down, man. So I bring out Nebby. So I'm like, okay, what's he gonna go for? He's gonna go for the Leech Life again. So this isn't exactly going very well for me. I don't have a lot of moves to take on this Golisopod besides Thunderbolt, but I go for the Moongaze Beam instead. And you all know how this goes. So yeah, that happened. Now out comes Minior. So I cannot tell you how many times this little bastard has swept me. So I'm thinking, okay, what's he gonna go for? I've seen them all go for Shell Smash. So after a while of getting swept by this thing, I decide, you know what? I'll toss out Trick Room every time. And so that's what I do. I toss out the Trick Room. So the Minior is now not only slower than me, but he's also weaker, thanks to that Shell Smash. So one Thunderbolt, and down goes the Minior. So alrighty, this is looking good. Nebby's brought me back into this match. Now it's down to the Golisopod. So I'm thinking, what do I have to bring down this Golisopod? And it's not going to be Nebby because I get Sucker Punched. And down goes Nebby. So, up next, Pheromosa. I'm like, alright girl, you got a clutcher for me, girl. And what do you know, the first impression misses, and she gets the bounce off. So I'm like, come on girl, clutch this for me. So Liquidation fails, and down comes the Pheromosa with the bounce. And down goes the Golisopod, so hooray! My Pheromosa saves the day. Well done, Pheromosa. So let's move on to our next one. So this match is against Lindsay. So Lindsay's got quite the roster. I believe I didn't actually check what her roster was, but I'm going to toss out Nebby again. Jeez, Nebby is just stealing the show, Nebby. You're stealing the show. So out comes this Zucatry. So I'm like, alright, this thing is going to be faster. He tosses out the Protect. I'm like, what is he protecting against? Either way, I'm going to set up the Trick Room. So that gives me the Trick Room potential. And now I'm faster. And you all know this routine. Nebby goes up, goes for the Moongaze Beam. Bam! almost frickin' takes it out. But Nebby just didn't finish the job. So my opponent is trying to stall me out now. Trying to stall out the Trick Room. I'm like, alright, by all means, try and stall out my Trick Room. So, next comes Celesteela. And this is, again, I think this is maybe my third or second Celesteela, even though I didn't record it. But I believe this is probably my third, and Moongaze Beam, Nebby gets the critical hit on the Moongaze Beam. And that really helped me out right there. But Nebby gets toxic poisoned. So this ain't looking good for Nebby. But I'm gonna go up and toss out another Moongaze Beam. So once again, Nebby is stealing the show from my other team. Or from the rest of my team. Nebby, you gotta stop stealing the show, man. Either way, Nebby takes some poison damage, and the Twisted Runes are down. So out comes the Pheromosa. So Pheromosa's gonna go for Bug Buzz. I'm surprised by how many Pheromosas I did not see. But I did see a few Pheromosas. Either way, Nebby takes up that Bug Buzz pretty easily and gets the second Trick Room off. And now the poison is starting to get to my Nebby. Either way, though, Nebby is slower than both of my opponent's Pokemon. And in Trick Room, slower means faster. So rest in peace, Pheromosa. And once again, Nebby steals the show with another sweep. May have done it alone, Nebby, but you're still in the show. But either way, I take out Nebby because I don't want to risk losing it because my opponent's gonna definitely protect. And so I send in Juliet for cleanup duty. Well done, Juliet. So down goes the Zuka tree. And that's the end of that match. So mostly Nebby sweep, but Juliet was on cleanup duty. So let's move on to our next fight. So my next opponent is Trainer Tayek. Or I believe Take. Or I don't know how you pronounce some of the people need to choose some easier names for me. I can't believe I have to say that. Either way, I'm going to send in Lizzie first because I know that my opponent has a Gyarados, and I don't honestly know what I was thinking sending out Lizzie first, but either way, it's a Gyarados and my opponent has a Gyarados. And so I send in Barin to tank up the water attack that I think is coming, but no, this opponent is smart. He goes for the Earthquake. And so that hurts my Barin really hard. It's a crit. That was a crit, so that hurts bad. So Barin's not looking too good. He takes another Earthquake, and he gets the Aqua Wing off. But that Earthquake is doing a serious number on my fish. So the Aqua Wing's gonna restore some health, but not enough to keep the School Form. So I lose my School Form on Barin. So I send out the Protect, hoping to try and keep Barin on the field, at least long enough to get his School Form back, and thinking maybe he can endure one more Earthquake, just long enough to get a burn off or something to help me get back into this fight. But School Form is back on for now for Barin, but unfortunately that's all Barin can do right now. He takes another Earthquake and goes down. So rest in peace, Barin. So out comes Nebby. We've all seen this song and dance before. Or by now some of you know what my strategy is for this match. Send in the Trick Room. Hope to God that the speed can help me out here. And it's also a good thing that I know Thunderbolt with Nebby. Because otherwise, I would have been in deep trouble there. So that's the end of the Gyarados. So we're even up at 2-2. But now comes the Celesteela. And this is where I really hate Celesteela. because I'm seeing the same combination of moves for all these Celesteela Pokemon. But either way, I get the paralysis off. That really saves me out here. Sorta, because we're in Trick Room still. So not only is he slower than me now, he's faster in the Trick Room. So the Leech Life gave him some health back, and he goes for the Protect. And now things are starting to look very bad. And he tosses out another Leech Seed on Lizzie. So I send out the Flamethrower, hoping, I can burn this thing down. And I just barely miss. And now here's where the tide of the match turns. Well, not right here, but this upcoming move. The Trick Room is gone, and the Celesteela tries to go for the Protect, but misses, and I get the Flamethrower off to save the round, because I could not let the Celesteela get any more health back. But out comes this Greninja, and they're all Ash Greninjas, by the way. So I'm thinking, oh crap, am I faster than it? No, I am not faster than it. Out comes the Scald. And rest in peace, my poor Lizzie. So the Greninja's Battle Bond is going to give it the new form. Ash Greninja becomes faster, stronger, takes more damage, deals more damage, and there is nothing Nebby can do. So poor Nebby tried the darndest, but Nebby could not sweep this time. So rest in peace, my team. Rest in peace. So moving on to our next match. Oh, this one's fun. This one looks fun. My opponent has a Dragonite, an Alolan Raichu, and I believe a Mudsdale. So we got Colton here. He's going to be tossing out the Dragonite first. I've faced several Dragonites. I pretty much know what they're all running by now. So I send in Nebby first. He had a lot of fast-moving Pokemon. And obviously he's thinking he's going to set up for the speed, but unfortunately I see this move right off the bat. He's got too much speed for me, so I send in the Trick Room. So Trick Room is established, and now commence the Nebby sweeps. As I keep saying, Nebby, stop stealing the show! So Nebby steals the show once again with the Trick Room. Out comes the Moongaze Beam, and Tapu Koko goes down. So one hit KO from Nebby. So now we got the Dragonite coming out. So I'm thinking, you know what? Let's toss out another Moongaze Beam. So that's what happens. Nebby tosses out the second Moongaze Beam, and it's not the one hit KO, but you know what? It's good enough. Dragonite's not going to be doing anything, so Nebby once again goes for a third Moongaze Beam. Bam! So that's 2 down, 1 to go. And since it's still Trick Room and this Raichu is faster, my opponent forfeits. So forfeit victory there. So I think we got enough time for one more match, and this one was a bit of a doozy. This one was a bit of a doozy right here. So no Nebby in this one. Instead, we got Pheromosa. So, oh wait, I did put in Nebby. Darn it! I thought for a moment I thought I misread it. Oh well, rest in peace, Nebby. Rest in peace, my dreams. So I see the Umbreon. I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna be one of those stalling Umbreons that's gonna get curses off. So my opponent goes for the curse. And this is the one thing I love about Salazzle for Generation 7. Salazzle not only has the ability to poison any type of Pokemon, it's poison, so Umbreon cannot use Synchronize to put the poison on me. So automatically my opponent's curses are going to, counteract him. He's moving faster, yes, or he's moving slower, yes, and he may be doing more damage and taking less damage, but eventually the poison's going to start to affect him, so the toxic stall timer is ticking. Now all I gotta do is help it out as much as I can, and that means dealing more special attacks. Unfortunately, the opponent's Umbreon is a little strong, and, well, there goes my poor Lizzie. So that's the end of Lizzie, so I'm down one Pokemon. Out comes Pheromosa. So, what do I do here? I go for the bounce. There we go. I'm going for the bounce. I'm trying to stall for as much time as I possibly can. My opponent's dealing a lot more damage, and he's taking some serious damage from the toxic. So I go for the bounce. The bounce misses, and what do you know? Out comes the and oh my goodness, that did so much damage, but at the same time barely avoids losing Pheromosa here. So the Umbreon is super weak, but you know what? He's strong enough to finish the job off on Pheromosa. So now I'm down 2 for 2. But at the very least, I took out the Umbreon. So that's the end of the Umbreon. Now, once again, we're going for the Nebby. Nebby, you gotta sweep for me, man. You gotta sweep for me, Nebby. You gotta sweep for me. Again. I think I'm spending more time watching Nebby sweeping than my other Pokemon showing off. So I send out the Trick Room for Nebby. Nebby gets the Trick Room off. Nice job, Nebby. So I go for the Moongaze Beam. I know how special defensive lacking this Kartana is. So one Moongaze Beam is enough to finish it off. So that's the Kartana down. And I'm already slower. Now here comes Tapu Fini. By the way, I'm gonna be trying to go for a Beast Ball Tapu Fini myself when I actually get enough. So my opponent tosses out the Aqua Wing. In the Trick Room, Tapu Fini is slower and thus faster than Nebby, but Nebby has the Thunderbolt. So this is gonna end next turn. So once again, Nebby saves the day. My opponent's gonna go for a Muddy Water though, and he's gonna do some damage. He's trying to lower my accuracy to stall, give him some more time, but Nebby will not be denied. So rest in peace to Tapu Fini. So there you go. Yet another series of matches from Imperator Davius, your fedora-wearing Reshiram, in the Alola Cup. Tune in tomorrow or next time for more Alola Cup matches. I believe I have more. Yes, I have exactly, I believe, let's see, carry the 13 more matches, I believe. Wait, no, that's not right. My math is horrible. 15 more matches. Yeah, 15 more. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.